Hello people, welcome to Night Out Notes. In today's video, we'll understand keys in DBMS. Before learning different types of keys, let's first understand what keys actually. In everyday applications like Instagram, Facebook, and Flipkart and many more use millions of data in their databases. When the database stores many records, how should it actually identify every record correctly? For that purpose, keys are introduced. A key is an attribute or set of attributes used to uniquely identify a record. Here attribute nothing but a specific individual column. Like these things. Separate individual column is known as this attribute, and uniquely identify a record. Record nothing but a specific individual user details. This is mainly used in this relational database which is stored in the format of rows and columns. This is also used to create and identify the relationships between table. To identify the relation, like for example, I am considering this Instagram table as the reference. So if you verify this, you might see a Rahul name twice in this user. When Instagram wants to search a user named Rahul, if it searches using this Rahul name, it cannot identify who is that person, like Rahul, first Rahul or else the last Rahul. So it specifically uses this user ID, the unique identity Rahul 12 and Rahul 70, which is not same, right? You can see this, it is unique and it is unique. So that to identify a specific person named Rahul, the first user, it specifically searches this Rahul 12, so that it identifies the exact Rahul which they want. And also when you consider this mobile number, it is also unique, right? Like these numbers are also unique. So using this also they can search. So these columns became important keys inside this database, this user ID and this mobile number, because both are uniquely identified. Now let's understand the most important key in this DBMS called primary key. Primary key is a column that uniquely identifies each record in a table. Using that specific column, we can identify the whole details, whole specific user details in the table. So the primary key is used. And here every primary key must satisfy these three conditions. Like every value must be unique. In that column, in that specific column which we are choosing as a primary key must be unique, so that only we can search using that unique key, right? And that value should not be null, because when we are using to search the individual user details, if that value only became null, how can we even search? So that that value should not be null, and a single table should have a single primary key, so that we can search using that specific primary key only. Now let's consider this Amazon orders table as an example. Now each order row represents a single user details, like first represents the Rahul, second represents the Priya, and third also a Priya. Here now we can understand the customer name is repeating, and also product also being repeated, because Rahul also buy product named laptop and Priya also buy a product named laptop. So we cannot consider this customer and product as the primary key. And now if we observe this order ID was unique to each individual. We are having different order IDs to different customers here, right? And for different products also. So whenever Amazon wants to track an order or cancel or else whatever it want to do, it uses the order ID to do exact those things. Since order ID is uniquely identified in every record, it becomes the primary key. So here you consider this as the primary key, so that by using this you can identify the customer details, what products they buy and how much price did they buy. All these things will be identified using this order ID only. Next one comes the candidate key. Candidate key is a column that can uniquely identify each records and has the ability to become the primary key. This also works like a primary key only. In this we can have more than one key as a candidate key. Like in primary key we only choose the order ID in the previous one, right? Where uniquely identified. If we consider this Amazon customer table, we are having the unique IDs as unique columns as customer ID, email and mobile number. These three cannot be same to each individual, right? So customer ID is unique here, email is unique here and mobile is unique here. So we consider these three as the candidate keys. I guess you people might have a doubt, like if we consider these three keys are used as a unique key, why can't we consider this email as primary key and mobile as primary key? Because we cannot consider this email and mobile as primary key, because after few days Rahul may change his Gmail ID to rahulwork@gmail.com, rahul123@gmail.com, so that after changing we cannot change into the database like he changed this email ID, so go and change. It will not be possible, right? And when it comes to mobile number also, he can change, he might change, there may be a possibility of changing. So choosing customer ID is better, because the customer cannot come to the Amazon customer table database and change their details inside. So it's better to choose the customer ID, because it permanently fixed as the unique identity. So that's why we choose this as the primary key, and whereas this email ID and mobile as the candidate keys. Here these three are unique, right? So that we consider these three as this candidate keys. Next comes the alternate key. The alternate key is nothing but the identities which have chosen as unique. See this customer ID and email mobile number, right? Where we consider this as the primary key, rather than these two keys are there now, these two keys are left, so these two keys are considered as the alternate key here. The customer ID is the primary key and email and mobile as the alternate key. And next composite key. Composite key is the key formed by combining two or more columns to uniquely identify a record. To identify a single record, a single user data, a single key is not sufficient here. Using two keys, combination of these two keys, we can identify a specific user detail. For example, let's consider this wishlist table. First observe this customer ID. If we observe this customer ID, we can see this customer ID named 1001 was repeating twice, like here and here. So we cannot consider this customer ID alone as a unique identity to identify a record. And also this, when it comes to this product ID, we can see this P101 and 101 was repeating twice. Therefore, we cannot consider this product ID alone as a unique identity to identify a record. But when we combine this customer ID and product ID, like customer 1001 and P101, which was repeating once, like see this 1001 and 102 was repeating once, 1002 and 101 was repeating once. Here both the combination was used to identify a unique record. Here I have written this, see, customer ID plus product ID is the unique identity to identify a specific record. Next, foreign key. Foreign key is a column in one table that refers to the primary key in another table. As we learned about this primary key, which uniquely identifies a record in a single table, but when it comes to this real world applications like Amazon, Flipkart and Swiggy, all the information is not able to stored in a single table, right? So the database is divided into multiple tables. What if the customer details are stored in one table and another order tables are stored in another table? How does the database knows which order belongs to which customer? So that the foreign key was introduced. Let's understand using this example. Like in this customer table, we are storing the information of each individual customer using this customer ID as a unique identity. See, we are having this customer ID as a unique identity, so we consider it as a primary key. And next, when it consider this orders table in which we are having this order ID, product and customer ID, but you may not see this customer name Rahul and Priya Akash, right? You might wonder why do we not having this Rahul, Priya, Akash again in this orders table. So let's imagine the Amazon which having a 1 million customers. If Rahul places 500 different orders, Amazon stores Rahul name, city, phone number, address in each and every order record in the same information in repeated of hundreds and 500 times, as he placed the order in 500 times. So this creates the data redundancy, which meant by data redundancy means the repetition of orders. We are keep on writing this order details like this person placed this order at this time and this address. We are keep on writing that. The database was very much overloaded and the data is being wasted, and it makes the updates to become harder. So for example, if Rahul changes his city, Amazon would have to update every single order that Rahul details were updated. So the data became inefficient and many problems will came. So to avoid this customer information, order table stores the customer ID. so that it takes the reference as the customer ID and it connects it to this customer table. So when we consider this order 1001 laptop as the customer 1001, and when this connects to this customer ID in this Amazon customer table, and we can identify that Rahul placed this order. If you observe something, customer ID was not considered as a primary key in this orders table, because there may be a chance of placing one customer placing multiple orders, right? So the customer ID is being repeated, so it cannot be considered as the primary key in this. But however, this column refers as the primary key into another table. Like in customer table, it is considered as a primary key, and in this table, it considered it as the foreign key. So foreign key is a column in one table that refers to the primary key in the another table. In this, now consider this arrow as a connection in between these both keys, like the customer ID and the customer ID here. This connection tells us who placed each order, like which customer placed an order. Without this link, the database would not know which customer owns which order. Yeah, this is all about keys. Hope you like this video. Until then, don't forget to hit that bell icon and subscribe to my channel so that you will get more informative videos like this. If you found this video really helpful, please like and share. Meet you in another video. Bye bye.